Welcome to the Cool Fireman Podcast, a virtual firehouse kitchen table with Matt, Adam, Brian, Doug, and Freddie, where they discuss everything that matters in today's fire service. Now let's get to the show.
My body, Brian. It's off limits. My body, my choice, Brian.
Nothing is off
you
limits.
You tell me what to do.
Hashtag okay. Me too.
My body, my choice.
Don't laugh at it, Matt.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I dress the way I want to dress.
Cancel.
Cancel.
Yeah, you make briskets cheap again. I'm loving the little undertone there, Adam. Make briskets cheap again. Undertone. I like turtles.
Oh, yeah, I got the hat.
Oh, I didn't even notice I had that on there.
That is incredible.
Hey, last week we shouted out dude wipes. This week, Joy Burst.
Okay.
Megan would be proud.
We're giving free plugs, I guess.
Yeah, so this is like
120 grams of sugar.
No, so it's electrolyte plus vitamins plus focus. Oh God, I took my glasses off. So 0 calories.
Not that much focus.
That's why I'm drinking it on the podcast. So it's basically zeros everything, but it has additional vitamins. Here, can I show you that on the side? Megan, come at the comments. Look.
What about yours, Matt? Show everybody yours. What's the nutrition on yours?
Mine doesn't have nutrition facts. Oh. It's FDA. It is FDA approved.
I think it also has vitamins and focus.
It has actually this special truth serum in it as well.
Now that it does have.
Yes. Yeah.
That does not.
If you were on
worry
earlier,
about the adenosine receptors.
I can have like 8 ghost energies according to math. Matt's math.
Hey, all you have to do,
one time,
math. That's all you have to do. If the maths, we're good to go.
Hey. It's good to go.
Yeah. Maths, it's good. I like it.
Yeah, good.
It works.
All right, get us going.
All right, welcome everybody to the Cool Fireman Podcast. Tonight we are with the man himself, K. Bill from Social FD. All right, he helps fire departments communicate, helps everybody out on social media. But first, before we dive into that, let's do a little housekeeping.
Folks, it's time for housekeeping.
All right, let's hear a little something from the Burn Box.
Brought to you by the Burn Box, the #1 firefighter subscription box. The Burn Box celebrates firefighter products and firefighter-owned and operated businesses. Start today and receive a monthly box of firefighter apparel, gear, and tools. Check them out at theburnbox.com.
All right, nice. Now let's hear a little something from me, Unkie Seasoning.
From the firehouse to your house, Unkie Seasoning packs bold, firehouse-tested flavor into every meal. Whether you're grilling, roasting, or just sprinkling it on your favorite snacks, our blends turn everyday eats into unforgettable bites. Pick your flavor, shake it on, and taste why it's firehouse approved. Go to unkieseasoning.com.
Perfect. I love it.
Look, I went out of order just to mess with you. All right. Welcome back to the Cool Fireman Podcast. Thanks for listening to that little break. We're going to go ahead and do a moment of silence. Okay. Does anybody got a little LODD or anything they wanted, like to wish to say?
I do. So North Carolina, unfortunately, had a line of duty death. And I came in here sideways tonight, so you'll have to excuse me. Give me just a second. But we did have a line of duty death this month. Let me pull it up. Should have been better than this.
Usually Chiefs are a little more organized than this.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We can take care of this in post.
Yep. White Level Fire Department. Engineer and Safety Officer Dale Malone. He had served for 45 years.
Dude.
Yep. And so he had recently been recognized for his years of service. And so I'm not going to delay this and tell you, unfortunately, how he passed. And really, it matters, but it matters not. It's the fact that he gave the ultimate sacrifice. So I'd like to dedicate that one to him this week.
I love that. And that isn't that like such a that weighs on my heart, at least. I mean, especially nowadays. Mm-hmm. But it's you do a 30-year career, you do a 40-year career, some guys go 50 years, And then, it's like the year you retire or just before you're about to retire, you pass away. And it's like, man, did all those great service years, which is, like at the end of the day is amazing in itself. And that's why we do it. It's the service that we love to do as human beings. But to not be able to that pension or what you worked for at the end, to have that time for yourself and your family, to go fishing or hunting or on hikes or enjoy that, finally enjoy that vacation at Fiji or whatever you want to do with your wife or husband. It's like, man, that's terrible. So yeah, sorry to hear about that, Brian.
According to firefighterclosecalls.com, 2026, we're currently at 4 line of duty deaths. 4.
All right. And it's February. It's in the middle of February. All right. Well, man. So let's do a moment of silence for all those that we have lost.
Bill. Okay, Bill, what you got anything?
No.
Okay. Well, good.
Right.
But
well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is.
All right. So we should give a short moment of silence for all those we've lost over the last week. All right. Well said, folks. That's always a tough part of the segment or a tough part of the show. Just want to give a quick shout out. Patreon subscribers, Joey Smallwood's new subscriber to the engineer tier. Thank you. And I don't think we hit Mark Lewis. So thanks guys for your generosity and joining Patreon. And we have some stuff that we recorded today that we'll throw up for behind the scenes. We love Patreon. It's actually become a really cool thing. Yep.
Can I chime in? Because Kenny would be proud that I've talked this much in 6 minutes. But Big Bob Penrod, as they say. I talked to him on the phone today.
You sure did.
One of last week's. He's retiring coming up. I told y'all we had talked to him 50 years. Wow. He's been in the fire service 50 years, and he is retiring. But he and I had a good chat. I didn't get to chat with him as long as I wanted to. But I want to give a special shout out to him because he is a recent subscriber. So even as he's retiring, he's still staying in and committing to it. And he subscribed to us. So yeah, he is cheap, but he's on his way out. So that's why he's on it. He's got to worry about his retirement check.
Yeah, tell him to put an extra buck in.
He's on a fixed income. Don't knock him.
No, he's great. We love Bob. Very good. I think that's all we have for housekeeping, my friends.
All right. Yeah. Well, let's get into it. Everybody, this is K. Bill from Social FD. I believe we met at FDIC last year. Was it outside smoking or was it inside?
I'll never say it publicly.
Smoking.
We were inside. My daughter was there with us.
No, that's so. Yes, we met at FDIC last year. It was the Cool Fireman's podcast, first time at FDIC. We were there with one of our sponsors, the Burn Box, and we met Kevin, and we just started talking, and it's kind of linked up and everything. So, okay, Bill, let's just get into the questions. What made you want to start Social FD, and what was the problem you were trying to solve with that?
So, if you take a look at volunteer fire departments, let me go back. So Social FD is a 501c3 nonprofit. We help volunteer fire departments mainly with online engagement. We help them build a website. We host it for free. And we have social media posting tools like a schedule, right? So they can schedule out long period of time of posts. Now, the reason why I started it was because if you look at volunteer fire departments, mainly in rural areas, they don't have funding, right? They barely can get fuel in their trucks, and they don't have the staff to put people on social media. So usually all you see is them posting about a pancake breakfast, a big fire, and nothing else, right? They're doing raffles because they're desperate for money because they're trying to get that support. And what I'm trying to do is get it out there. Hey, if you've got 10 posts on your Facebook and they're all about raffles, you're not helping your community. In order to build that trust with your community, you need to post fire safety. You need to show what you're doing inside your firehouse. Show that you're cleaning those trucks. Show that you're putting those tools away, right? So the more pride that you show that you're doing publicly, the more support you're going to get. I mean, when we were all kids, right, we would go outside and we would see people, and that's how we found them. Okay. Now, those same kids are online. You're not seeing them outside. You can't just take a fire truck out and go drive around. You can, but you might only see 3 or 4 kids. You're not going to see what you used to see. And the way to reach them is through social media. That's how you get recruitment, right? And recruitment numbers are low. And in my opinion, the bad side of social media is all the negativity towards the volunteer firefighter, the volley, right? These kids are seeing these comments. These kids are seeing these big podcasts, these influencers on TikTok, Facebook, everywhere, and they're putting down the volunteer. They're making fun of it. They're acting as if they're less professional, right? Here locally at my firehouse, we say we're professionally staffed by volunteers. So the reality is it goes beyond the social media, right? It's what you put out there, and that's how you get your support. So, sorry, I was long-winded, but that's what we're about.
And there's no such thing as long-winded on the Cool Fireman podcast. We all know Brian's part of the co-host here, so there's no such thing. I mean, we're no Joe Rogan. We don't have 3-4 hour podcasts, but that's all good stuff. I love that, dude. Professionally. What was that?
Professionally
staffed volunteer.
Professionally staffed by volunteers. 100%.
I'm stealing that one.
Dude, that is, and if you can maintain that culture of that statement, K-Bill, like that's it. That's everything that the community, that your customers, that's all that they want is a professional, professionally staffed. I think that's awesome. Well said.
And at the end of the day, if your family is trapped in that house, do you really care if they're paid? Do you really care if they're volunteer? Do you care if they have too much facial hair? What you care about is someone to get in there and get them out. Now, we can talk about training and all these other things, but the reality of it is what is being put out there in the community is tearing down the fire service, regardless of which side you're on. And it's important for everyone to understand that what we put out gets lost on the community we're talking to. They don't understand the inside jokes, right? They don't understand smooth bore and fog nozzle, right? They don't understand that talk. All they see is negativity. So I'm trying to get the message out there that a simple post can save a life, and we're doing it.
As you and me were talked about in one of your posts, one of the great things you can show with which, especially in the volunteer community or really any fire department, is, hey, community, this is what you're spending your money on. I'm taking care of it. I'm showing you that you bought me a new axe. I'm showing you that you bought me this new air compressor, and we're taking care of it. Show them what they're investing in, especially in the volunteer sense, when they're giving you straight up cash, donations, or buying through a meal. Show them that this is what you're paying for. And also it gets that nice relationship between them, you and the community.
Well, yeah, and that builds trust, and trust builds support, and support builds recruitment. So
I was going to chime in and say that I also think, Jeremy from National Radio recently had a little sound bit, and he talked about how recruitment, so many people are putting the words recruitment and retention together. Y'all have probably seen this little clip, right? And he said, but I believe that they are two separate things. While they are commonly talked about together, they are two separate things. And I think they are. And to your point, K-Bill, that really, that social media presence is also a retention thing from a pride perspective. And I'd love to know what you think about that. I think the pointing is you're agreeing
100%.
But I think that it is low hanging fruit. It is, and I say free, it's relatively speaking, it's free, right? If you can do policy piece of this for it, that really lets you show company pride, station pride, departmental pride, all based off of scope of the organization, right? Somebody gets promoted. like be proud of that and share it. You know, those kind of things. What's your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Like birthdays, anniversaries, guys going out doing training, guys getting certifications, just going out in the community, checking a fire hydrant, right? All of this is content, and it's positive content. It's cheap and easy. I mean, like I said, we don't charge the volunteer fire department anything to use our platform if needed. I mean, they can get a domain name at GoDaddy or something, and they can get hosting for free, whatever. But I'm here to help. I'm here to show that direction. And having retention, I mean, everybody likes to get a shout out, right? We all like to hear our name. We all like to see a post with our name in lights, or however you want to put it. What better way? It doesn't cost the fire department anything to post on Facebook. And they're using it, but they need to use it a little differently. That's all. Just a nudge in the right direction.
Are you seeing any, like, is it hard in your local area? Is it hard to recruit volunteers these days?
With us, no. My department is very, very fortunate, but in the area, yes. In the area, yes, very much.
What's the uncomfortable truth you can say about volunteer recruitment that really needs to be said out loud? You know, or recruitment in general for the fire service, because I know on the paid side we're struggling too on a lot of different ways.
The uncomfortable truth, in my opinion, is there's so many experts out there that think they're experts, and they're harming the fire service more than they're helping. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has a webcam, and they're overnight experts on mental health, overnight experts on, well, just about everything. And the reality of it is
physical fitness,
the uneducated side of it. I mean, I'm not an educated man. I don't have a degree. But the point is that plus misrepresentation of how it actually is the problem. And the way we can correct that, social media. We are going to find everybody that we need to talk to on social media. There's departments out there that have policies that keep guys from creating a video in the kitchen. Why? Why aren't you putting it out there in public? Hey, we are a brotherhood. We're out here cooking together. We're talking. The kitchen tables where we serve all, we fix all of the problems in the world, right? Show that stuff. I mean, you have to have some sort of rules, okay, and regulations, but it should be out there. Back in the day when we were kids, we saw that fire truck go by. They would wave at us. We were outside playing basketball. They'd stop and play with us. We don't have that opportunity because they're not outside. The only way to reach them is online. I mean, I stream on Twitch, right? And the reason why I do that is because that's where they are. I play a video game and give away stuff every Saturday, right? But I'm getting that interaction. I'm trying to change that mentality of, you can do this, it's free. There's no reason why not to, paid or volunteer.
It's amazing. Here we are, 2026, and you're talking about having to join Twitch and give away free things in order to reach our new generation of firemen. One thing that I'm going to say, K-Bill, and you might agree, you might disagree, and I'm okay, because, you know, we're all here to take a stance, and that's what we're here to do, right? Is I would encourage, and I'm sure you do, and I'm actually probably pretty sure you do this, is encourage them to come out, right? Like, and that's maybe like what you are doing, right? Like, you're not just there to educate about what the fire service is through your Twitch account or through your TikTok or whatever, but you're there to say, hey, get out of your gosh darn house. Get your parents to drive you down to the firehouse and learn something about how to be a fireman, if that's what you're interested in, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And
get on your bike and ride.
I mean, I don't want to,
because there's,
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't want to give a plug to this, but you've heard of the legacy fire cards. And to me,
absolutely. Let's give it a plug all you want. Well, we're here. This is the Cool Fireman Podcast. Right? There ain't no shame.
Well, I'm just saying, because these things come out, and I'm seeing it personally with my family and friends here in the firehouse that their kids are loving it. I'm seeing the kids over at the firehouse more right now than I have in the last 7 years. And it's because they're coming there to rip packs. They're looking at these cards and they're learning, they're asking questions, stuff like that. Why? Pokemon's super, super big right now. Video games are super big, right? So if we somewhat touch on that space, we're going to be able to spark that excitement. But it's going to be lost if we continue to tear it down. There it is. There it is. I love it. Love it.
Are we ripping one like here on this episode?
Hey.
I got to know what they are.
Right.
I don't even know what they are.
Well, let's do it. Oh, hey, wait. Before we do it, let's just can you, K-Bill, just give like a short, just like a brief introduction as to what they are and who create. I think did they come from Jeremy?
So National Fire Radio and Taylor's Tins both collaborated on these cards. All right, they have fire service history. They have famous fires. They have notable names. They have tools. They have apparatus. They have shows, and they have chase cards too. So you're not only grabbing these cards and learning about people like Harry Howard, Molly Williams, Dennis Smith, okay? You're not only learning about them, but you're also seeing famous fires like Chicago Fire, right? The Shirtwaist Fire. You're learning about the Navy nozzle, okay? So you have all that, but then you have these chase cards that are very, very hard to get, but everybody wants them. And that's what makes it collectible and fun. So
I can't wait till we make it.
The Black Friday sale. Me and K-Bill, we were on the thread for all the Black Friday sales, the podcast, the live that Jeremy and Taylor did together. And so I picked up a whole box up. I bought one. K-Bill bought them all. The rest of them.
He's chasing after those cards, man.
Yeah, man. And I gave them out with a lot of burn box items for Christmas to my firehouse. And the biggest thing that came back was they loved the cards. They absolutely loved them. They're like, where do you get them? Blah, blah, blah. I told them all about it. They honestly could not get enough of them. And I think they're really cool and everything.
Talking about Twitch, I did a live stream with Taylor on Twitch, and we ripped open some packs and gave them out. And then just the other day, I did a live stream with Jeremy, and we talked about the Legacy Fire cards. And, so, yeah, I am so wrapped up in these cards, man. I love them. I love them. Love them.
Yeah. So,
I mean that's being progressive right there. That's all I was going to say, Unc, is that's being progressive. Like, you found a problem with a potential problem. Let's just say it. I probably shouldn't use the P word, but every generation there's going to be nuances, and you guys figured out, or Jeremy, whoever, and Taylor figured out a way to reach this new generation in a way that sparks some engagement, sparks some curiosity. Right? Why not be curious when, everybody loves to be judgmental these days on social media, like kind of what you're kind of hinting towards here, K-Bill. I'm kind of reading between your lines on a few of your statements that you've made, and we may make it there, we may not, because you and I are not very far off from talking about that kind of stuff. We just don't like to give a lot of notoriety to that bullshit, haters, if you will. Sorry, Rhett. Actually, just sent Rhett a shirt from the podcast today. Sorry, Rhett T-shirt.
Available on our link tree.
Yeah, available on our link tree. Lots of merch. But anyways, I thought, dude, these cards are amazing. I can't wait. I'm going to pick some up and bring them to my firehouse and see what everybody thinks. I think they're freaking awesome. I can't wait.
That's super cool. I want to say this before my old head forgets. I think on a couple of podcasts we've said it. Like, we should be looking to meet the next generation where they are, and that's where they are.
Exactly.
Right? Like that's where they are. So if that's what it takes to get them off of their phone, and when we're after dinner, it's like, hey, let's rip a pack, or hey, for training today, we're gonna rip a pack and we're gonna talk through this, and that's gonna be our training today, right? Like, it's raining outside. We don't want to go, pull hose in the rain or whatever. Mm-hmm. Not that we're not fair weather firemen, right? But, like, that's an opportunity. It's a low hanging fruit to get some hours in or whatever. That's an opportunity. Again, it's meeting people where they are, and I think it's really awesome.
And
it's.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I just
no, go ahead.
Just gonna say, and the other thing is, for me, it's kind of therapeutic, right? I sit down and I'm ripping packs. I go through them and I'm collecting them. I'm putting them in sleeves. I'm organizing them in a binder. I actually get to lose myself in doing this, even if it's just be by myself, right? So yeah, I don't know. It helps.
I see you trying to Big Ten me.
I would never.
You have the double handle? You have the double handle?
Look at these
Yeah,
guys.
you got a double handle too, baby.
Christmas.
It makes
So,
one good
I
margarita.
can already tell why they connected the way they did at FDIC.
Yeah, no
They
kidding.
are cut from the same cloth.
Hey, that's not all. I mean, I got it
Right
right
there.
here next to me too. I mean,
I know.
just saying.
Hold on.
You guys are
Mine's
going to
right
end
here.
up
Hold on.
buying. You guys are going to end up buying Taylor a summer
Brian's
house,
sitting
man.
on it. Yeah.
So,
Hey, you're meeting the new generation where you need to pull them off their ASS and their video controllers and getting them to the firehouse, getting them interested in the fire service. But one thing that I'll say that shouldn't die is the tradition of the fire service. When kids come to the firehouse, there's a fine line. I always greet them with a smile. Hey, what's your name? Shake your hand. See, hey, if you don't give me a good handshake, I'm going to let you know about it. Right. There's all that fire service tradition that needs to be instilled in these kids. Once you get them off, like you said, K-Bill, once you got them on Twitch, you get them off their ass. Now they're at the firehouse. Now you got this lure and you got them locked in. Okay. You get them in the door, show them big red. And at the
lots
same
of
time,
shiny stuff.
you give them a shake of a hand. And if they give you this limp wristed, piece of whatever handshake,
Fish.
you say, listen,
Fish
son,
handshake.
I'm sorry someone didn't teach you how to do this, but I'm about to do it right now. All right. Here's a handshake. Shake my hand. Look in my eyes. And this is how it's going to be. Right. And then you walk them in and you watch their gait, how they walk. You come in and you show them what it's like to be in the fire service. And that should not die. And we should not conform to this, in my opinion, to this generation's lack of what's the best word for it? Just motivation or basically motivation.
Decency? Okay.
Whatever it is. The guys above me said that the same thing probably about my generation, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this new generation, I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Right.
Sorry, Red. You know what I mean? It's fine. But that should not be lost. And I make sure that when these new kids come in, EMT students or ride-alongs that we have on the fire engines, give them a strong handshake, come around, and it's like, hey, let's go. We're going to act like a man today. You know what I mean? And this is what it's all about. And I think that they learn a lot from that. And it's worth talking about. It's worth continuing that tradition of, just keep your chest up, speak like, just speak right. I don't know. It's hard.
I agree.
I'm not the best speaker when it comes to this. You know what I mean?
I agree, but there's a fine line though too, that when we get that younger generation, we just had a probie. We call them probies, right? Rookies, however you want to look at it. We just had one come in. He didn't know what a screwdriver was. He didn't know the difference of a Phillips screwdriver, a standard, right? And a lot of guys gave him a hard time. But the reality of it is, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. His parents, right? They allowed him to sit in front of that phone or that tablet most of his life. And then when it was time to get out in the world, he found an interest in something. And then he started getting chastised for it. We got to keep that in mind too, that, yeah, we need to get them there. But while they're there, we need to treat them with respect. We got to be a little salty. I mean, come on. Talk to me like a man when you speak up, right? I mean, we have those things. But the reality of it is, we can't destroy or extinguish that spark that got them to the door. We have to bring them in and say, hey, you don't understand what a screwdriver is? No problem. Let me show you.
Right.
Okay. Your community is the same way. You treat your community like they're that rookie coming in the door. And once you're human, that human connection, that support and trust and everything else follows along.
Yeah.
It's amazing what can happen when you do all of that, plus give the person a little bit of structure and direct their motivation as well. It's amazing what can happen in those moments.
Yeah. And we talked about lead with love on this podcast, just a few episodes ago. And that's what you're talking about, K-Bill, is yeah, of course, the strong handshake, the speak like a man, but at the same time, we're not degrading anybody. Hey, you don't know this. This is what it is, right? And we expect you, once we teach you once, or once you screw up once, let's not make the same mistake twice. We do expect that. I mean, we are talking about life and death in some of the things that we do.
Absolutely.
And so we are looking for that. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to create or harness or foster a person that is selfless. Like, you want somebody that comes in, that wants to help others outside of anything for themselves. They should be there for the community, for their brothers and sisters in the firehouse. And that's the type of people that we're looking for in the fire service. And not everybody can provide us with that. And that's why there's a hiring process. That's why there's a competitive hiring process. And in some parts of the country, this is why this podcast is so amazing. I'm on the West Coast. You know, Freddie will say guards the wall to the north, and everybody else is on the East Coast. We talk about volunteership is a lot different. We've talked about that on the podcast. On the West Coast, it's much different on the West Coast. If you're a volunteer over here, it's a stepping stone to becoming full-time. And it's just a much, much different culture over here. And it's not that the East Coast does it wrong or the West Coast. It's just different, man. And it's just different. We all have the same common goal. We all have the same number one priority. And that's the community. The community, the people that we serve are the number one. Yeah. Whether their house is on fire, or since 72 or whenever the 911 emergency came out with Johnny and Roy. Now we've started paramedic services for the last 50 years, which I provide that, and I love doing that in the fire service. Sorry to all those chest beaters. There they are, Johnny and Roy, baby.
Sorry,
Medic 51.
There it is. Sorry, I apologize.
Right? Yeah. So that's what it comes down to, man. But the culture of the fire service, I absolutely love it.
You know, that's another.
I love how those West Coast guys wear helmets to drive vehicles. I love how y'all do that.
We don't wear. What are you talking about?
See, now that
Johnny and Roy did.
Yeah. Oh, that was a little bit of Hollywood. That was a little Hollywood.
And plus, that's L.A., which is totally different.
But you had mentioned how the guys come into the volunteer fire service, they get trained up, and then they go to the paid service, right? That is another issue with retention. Okay, we've got guys coming in, which is fine. I mean, that's what it's about. They serve, I don't know, a year, 2 years, and then they get wrapped up over. They go to the paid department, and then they stay there. And then you see them online doing the things I was talking about, right? It's another issue with the retention part of it for the volunteer side. It's another deal. It's a whole nother ball of wax.
So
yeah,
on the paid side, you're taught to all of a sudden, even people that have been volunteers, they badmouth volunteers for no absolute reason.
Right. Yeah.
Even if, like, where I came up it was a full paid city, and there was 10 firefighter volunteers. It was a stepping stone. You got to go in, try the job out, see if you like it, meet the crews, work with them. And it was great. You were held actually at a higher, or you were more respected than the red shirts. The rookies are coming out of it. I got told to go tell what rookies to do and teach them things. But I knew that once I got in the academy, I got a red shirt, that volunteer days were over of the level of respect. But I always enjoyed it as you can try out the job and move on. And I lived in the city. They didn't require volunteers, but now I've moved out to a more rural area that requires them. I'm getting older, so I support them in other ways now.
Right, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with either side. I don't want to give that impression.
Oh yeah,
but
I hate when people fight about it.
Right, but my point is, it really is, quite honestly, take a look at the comments whenever a volunteer fire department posts something. Oh, the guy's got a beard. Oh, NFPA. We all turn into NFPA police. Okay. Oh, they're taking a picture by this fire. Oh my God. Oh, I can't believe it. How about, good job, guys. We don't have to tear apart the volleys every chance. And here's the other thing too. I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this. I apologize, but whenever you see a video and something goes slightly wrong, instantly you get what you pay for. Instantly. You don't even know what fire department it is. So my point is, the comments that we're putting out there is affecting the fire service in a negative way more than just being funny. Retention, recruitment is going to be more difficult because of it. Who wants to be that loser volley, right? That's what we're putting out.
I think the, and I'm going to try this to say this because I have a feeling it's going to cue a smart clip, and all the ones that I usually do light up social media. Matt loves them, right? But I think that when you have
Perfect.
I'm going to mark it already.
I'm going to mark it already. What I wanted to say was what infuriates me the most is the people who come at the comments about the beards, the weight, all of these things are the same ones who are pounding, chewing tobacco, going outside smoking, pounding energy drinks or anything, all these other things, and yet they're picking one problem and excusing their own, right? And so what I'm saying is that, there's only one human being that's ever walked this earth that was perfect, right?
True.
And he died, rose, and will come back again one day. And what I'm saying is that, what we should be doing instead of throwing hate is throwing positivity and putting a positive spin on the fact that people are still loving their neighbors enough to do it for free. All of these years later, I had the honor of sitting next to the head when I attended the National Fire Academy. I sat next to the, I don't know what I guess it was superintendent of Taiwan for his National Fire Academy. And in a country that was much more poor than us, they had all professional paid firefighters. And he asked me, he said, in a country so rich, through an interpreter, as the United States, why do you still have volunteers? And I said, because we love our country and our community so much that we're willing to do it for free. That's why.
In my spare time.
And I'm not saying that it's okay or it's not okay. The state of volunteerism, to your point, right, is in a little bit of a struggle. We're seeing things in a state of entitlement like never before. Even volunteers in their own communities where people have supported them forever cannot get there fast enough, right? And where they work, they can't leave to go. And so the level of expectation that government is having through contracts, through funding is changing. And because of that, the outlook and the conversation for most fire departments, volunteer departments, is changing.
Absolutely.
And I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. It's just fact. It's kind of like fire trucks right now, the state of fire apparatus in the United States. And
oh God, don't get him started.
I guess what I would want to say is, to that point, to the generations of people who have given back in their community, let them have a say-so in how they hand off the legacy and the tradition that they created in their community. That's what I would say.
Absolutely.
Because they owe it for the sacrifice that they gave, is because the community deserves it, and that's why they were there. I'm done.
I mean,
When you
Go
ahead,
I'm
Cable.
sorry, but back to the whole bearded thing. If I'm in a burning building and I'm trapped there and I see a fireman come in with a full beard, I'm not going to tell him, leave me alone. I'm not going to say, hey,
You're out of regulation.
hey, you can't have that facial hair. Get out of here. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to beg him to save me.
I don't think
you know what I mean? My point.
But to be fair, I don't think that's the
No,
argument.
it's not. It's not the argument. But my point is we're, at the high school level, right, in football, okay, you have different classes, 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, right? Well, the bigger you are, the more opportunity of people you have. Rural areas don't have that opportunity for people. You're talking about departments that have maybe 7 guys on, and that's who we're destroying on Facebook, on TikTok.
Mm-hmm. I also think
I think it's also the call volume.
I agree.
Too.
Well,
I agree. Yep.
I also
the guy with the
think
beard could be the best engineer out there, so he's never gonna leave the pump because he's a genius on that pump.
I also
So
think
it's
it's
okay
just
for
something to
him.
pick at, right?
Absolutely.
It's something to find fault with. If I went to that same organization where there is somebody who, let's say on that career department, you take a snapshot of a picture, guess what? I bet they weren't wearing their mask when they were doing overhaul. So what would it have mattered whether they had a good fit or not?
Right. And that's kind of
So,
the whole point.
you
Right?
can-
Guys, I'm sorry. I got to interject here. there has to be a standard.
I agree to that.
We call
Sure.
we call we,
And
we call
that's
our,
what I
we
wanted
call
to get
ourselves paramilitary. We wear Class A's. We salute the flag. You know, like we like we are a professional organization.
Yes.
I happen. This is such a fine gosh darn line because
100%.
if K Bill, you know, to your example, you said, "Hey, I got a guy coming at me on all fours in a burning building, saving me with a full beard." I could give a fuck if that happened. And
Sorry,
same with mine. Sorry, Rand. Same with all my community. You are a highly trained individual, and I pay a lot of money to get me out of this gosh darn building, and that's what I'm there to do. I'm there to risk my life for yours because it's a selfless service. But at the end of the day, the beard is going to inhibit your seal on your mask. I mean, I've lived it, guys. Like, you see my big bushy mustache, and I'll be the first one to say and to basically to say that I've done a fit testing and I failed. I failed the fit test. I've even taken my mask, put my hand on the regulator and pushed it against my face and still failed my seal test. So therefore, when I'm putting that face mask on my face and I'm going in a burning building, that means air is leaking out, right? Now, is that going to prevent me from saving somebody's life? May or may not. I don't know. But I don't know. It depends on if we're talking about physically rescuing somebody from a burning building and helping our community, or if we're talking about professionalism. So I get there's a fine line there. And I don't care. And so we've talked about wearing hoodies on this podcast and turnouts at night. If I show up to somebody's house at 2:00 in the morning with my bunker pants on, which are clean, by the way, because they go through an extractor, and I wear my hoodie with a beanie on, which I do at 2:00 in the morning for a chest pain call, they could care less that I'm there wearing that, because I'm there. They know that I'm well-trained individual because they trust me, and because of the people that came before me, not because of me, but because of the people that came before me and started that tradition. And I'm there to uphold it. And I don't think that me wearing a gosh darn hoodie is unprofessional. Now, when it comes to beards, I kind of, that's where I kind of draw the line. That just personally.
Oh, I'm not saying that beards. I'm not saying at all that they should be there. What I'm saying is the way people treat those people on social media. What I'm saying is we concentrate on these things to tear people apart. And the reality of it is, you're not the NFPA police, right? There's no reason to put out into the community, the general public, the failures of others when you can address them differently. There's no reason. There's no reason for that. I don't care if they didn't have their helmet on and they went in, or if they didn't have SCBA and they went in the front door. We shouldn't be going publicly and doing that now with our guys and the way we do it. Absolutely, use it as an example, but don't not in the public.
Facebook warriors.
Yes.
Yeah, and I want to make sure that everybody that will watch that smart clip and then come back and watch our episode, because that's what they do. Yeah, right. The two things that I really wanted to take away from, which was number one, was that again, that we're spreading positivity. Number one,
yes.
And number two, to your point, Matt, is NFPA standards. And K-Bill, there is no NFPA police. As a guy who sits on a NFPA subsidized board, it's made up of a cross section of different people, and it's out there as a standard for what's considered best practice. And so again, if you educate first, then advocate, which is exactly what you're doing, Matt, then that's what NFPA was established for. It was to give you what was considered best practice, what you choose to do as an organization, a standard, right? And so everybody throws salt out there to NFPA, but really what it is it's the cross section of everybody coming together and says, you know what? This is best practice that makes sure that everyone goes home, or that we build the best turnout gear, or we do this. What you do, hey, it's on you, right? People say, well, they're pushing that down our throat. No, they're not. You can choose to elect it or not. It matters not. Now, certain industry, for the sheer liability, is not going to sell you. Air Pack's a prime example of that. You can't elect to not buy a brand new air pack that doesn't meet the standard of what's best practice for your own good, because your department would not be able to cover you line of duty death if you opted out of certain safety standards. Outside of that, The JPRs and the practices, that's the difference. So I just want to, I kind of want to go on record for my sidebar rant of what I really meant to say.
So the last thing I'll say, sorry, Freddie, is the hate on social media is a systematic problem, K-Bill. We always see all day at the firehouse, everybody, what do people have on at the firehouse? Either sports or news or Jeopardy. We watch Jeopardy. But what is the news? Someone stabbed somebody. The White House says that they hate Democrats. The Democrats are saying that they hate Republicans. All we see is hate all day long. Hate. Whether you're right or left, I don't give a shit. Sorry, Rhett. Like, I'm in the middle. Like, we need some sort of like bring it together here, folks. Like, I don't care. I was just talking about today. Trump was saying, I like Trump's legislation and all the things that he's doing with policy and stuff, whatever. But the way that he treats people is ridiculous. Why are we doing this as a country? It's insane. And so I think that that's what we have as our person to look up to, K-Bill. And that's what we're doing on social media. It doesn't matter, Kevin, if you go on TikTok and you see a cooking video, if you go to the comments, what do you see in the comments? Oh, why didn't you use lemon, you idiot? I always use lemon. Okay, next comment. Oh, that's way too much pepper. Can you believe how much pepper they put on that, guys? I mean, they're trying to rally the troops against you. You could have 1 million likes on that video and 100,000 comments. 90% of them are negative.
I agree.
Welcome to the Fat Face Podcast, gentlemen.
Exactly. We just got a comment the other day from a guy. He said it 3 or 4 different times on the same post. Oh, FFFPP, Fat Face Podcast. Oh, this is the Fat Face Podcast.
Like, child.
Like, shut. Oh my God, dude. I was like, you're
and I completely agree with you.
It's a systematic problem.
Keep the engagement up.
I completely, wholeheartedly agree with you. And that's what I'm trying to put out there. And that's the issue, is the negativity. We're doing it to ourselves. Yeah. We're doing it to ourselves. And that was the point of the whole facial hair talk, is you pick something, you find something, and everybody's just tearing everybody down. And it needs to honestly stop if we're going to take care of the fire service. Paid side, volunteer side, everybody's having a problem with recruitment. Everyone. Yeah. So,
Fred, you got something to say?
Hey, Bill, can I just want to jump in here, and I don't want this to be controversial or whatever like that, but I feel like career, fire, EMS, police, whatever, we seem to be judged by our worst individuals, if you will. There are going to be amazing volunteer firefighters. And when you were saying that you guys have a hard time with retention, the thing that popped into my head is, and this could be inappropriate, and I apologize if it is, but there's a hierarchy of things. Like, we have a couple of fire departments around us that are career fire departments. And I know the chiefs very well. And they said, we know our role in the circle of life, in the food chain of the fire departments of Southeast Michigan. We bring in the basics, inexperienced basics that have their fire 1 and 2. They go to medic school while they work here. They get some experience. Once they get their medic license, they go on and they move on to another department. And he's like, when I first started out, I was like, I can't keep a single guy here, and it's making me crazy. He goes, and then I realized that is my role in the fire service, in that hierarchy, in that chain of command, is I need to prepare the guys that I get for the next go. He wants to train them up. He wants to show them the right way. We see the larger individuals. We see the neckbeards. We see whatever. I'm not saying that that's bad. However, you have to take pride in whatever you do. I try and teach my kids, anything worth doing right is worth doing 100%. Right? You're not going to half-ass, sorry, Rhett, something that's important to you. So if you want to serve your community, and the reason that there are these volunteer fire departments is you have these communities that run 27 calls a year. It's inappropriate and not fiscally responsible to staff a 29-man department for 50 square miles that runs 27 calls. It's part of the hierarchy of the fire service. And I think that these fire departments should take pride in the fact that they run 27 calls a year, and they run 27 calls at such a high level because they have to, because they don't get the chance to make a mistake. Because one mistake is now, like you said, highlighted under a microscope. Well, Old Man Jones's house burned down and the guys didn't get there. And now the whole town's talking about it because it's the only fire that we had this month, right? I'm huge on training. I am huge on training. Push for like, you got guys not showing up to training, then they don't get to come and run the calls, right? If you do have a problem with retention, the guys are coming in and coming out, keep their numbers, their phone numbers, have them come back and run your trainings, right? Obviously, the IEFF has a huge problem with you doing both. Can't be career, can't do volunteer at the same time. Some states, yes. Some states, no. IEFF has a problem with it. It is what it is. This is where we're at. But that doesn't mean that you can't come into a place that you spent 1, 2, 3, 7, 10 years in your community and train up the guys that are responding to your grandma's house or your house with your kids in it and your wife while you're at work at big city fire department. Like, these are all things that we can take ownership of the fire service. Listen, it was here long before any of us joined it, and it's going to be here long after we're gone. Yeah. And we might think that we're making these changes, but they're so minute. But we are the custodians. We are the people who are making sure that the fire service doesn't nosedive right now. So if you're going to be a volunteer fireman, awesome. There is a space for you in this hierarchy, but don't half-ass it. Sorry, Red. You know, if you're going to wear a beard, fine, wear a beard. But you know what? I don't want to see you going interior because you're going to put yourself at risk, right? If you can't rescue me because you can't wear your SCBA, now there's 2 victims inside. Exactly. Right? Like I said, I don't want it to be a rant. I don't want it to be offensive, but there are a lot of awesome volunteer firefighters out there who have amazing 9-to-5 jobs and they want to serve their community. Awesome. If that's the role that you want to play, do it. I'm a career firefighter. That's the route I took. That's where I'm at. And I feel like I do a pretty good job at it, even if I do have a fat face.
Before you inject, I just want to say this one thing. I think that the level of frustration that I have is the method in which people choose to address it the way that you did versus the way that they go about it, right? Instead of educating them on the concerns, or like Matt did. Matt says, hey, look, here's why I think that mask, that seal is such a problem. Here's the reason why it shouldn't go below your bottom lip. Guys, I've done this, and here's the problem. They just go in there and go, you got a beard, you know, and then there's some jerk statement. So immediately, what do? We build a wall.
There you go.
Right?
That's what I'm talking about.
It's not what you say, it's how you say it, as my grandpa used to say, right? So I think that before you advocate, you have to educate, right? We've got to educate people on the issues of why that is an issue. And to that point, for that district that has 27, I mean, my God, if they're willing to give their time, their energy, their dedication, I don't know that the facial hair is that big of a problem, right? And if it is, that's not your problem. That's that organization's problem. And so I would say, I think that in totality, I appreciate it, but at the same time, don't own another organization's problem. Let's look internal to your own self, and we want to talk professionalism. Let's talk about how we look as well. Is everybody in your department got their shirt tail tucked in when they're going out in public? Has everybody got, their hat on straight? Are we at the level of in our own organization, the professionalism that we want? And if not, don't type it, because it's probably not worth it. That would be my only statement.
I agree 100%. And that's why I started this with professionally staffed by volunteers. No, we're not going to lower that bar. I'm not saying that at all. We have a high expectation of what we do, no matter if you're getting a paycheck or not. It doesn't matter. What my point is we're tearing the fire service down with these arguments publicly, because now everyone and their brother is seeing it. We have a table in the back of the bay that we discuss everything that you see online, okay? We don't post, hey, these guys were idiots. No, we sit down and we learn from it and we train our people. This is why you don't do this. This is how you look. You look dumb when you do that. But we're not putting it out there. We're not attacking that fire department. They have their own internal issues. Yeah, we have to have that high standard of training, but it's not for us to publicly tell grandma or aunt whoever that reads that post, these guys are bad, okay? We're bringing negativity to the fire service. And that's I didn't mean to get on that whole thing, but using the facial hair was just I know it's a hot topic issue for a lot of people, and that's why I wanted to bring it up. It's not for us to judge outside of our own house. We can be there to help and advocate, but not tear down. That's my point.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Adam.
Before we do these legacy cards, I'm going to throw it to you, Matt, with Snail Mail.
Snail Mail. All right. Snail Mail. My favorite segment of the entire. Ready. Yeah, I'm ready. All right. We got a lot of comments on Greg's. I think it was 145 firefighter mental health awareness with Greg Rudiger. Of course, Brian, your sister. Wonderful, life-changing conversation. I agree. A lot of great comments that we got on Greg's. There was episode 145. Ricky Bird, very great topic. Thanks, Greg and the boys. I think I already brought that up. But Joey said, great subject. I love the message, especially getting to them young. New. That's my goal and message on Instagram. Be the guy I wish I had. So he's basically being the person that he wished that he had when he was a new firefighter, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I was correct. B. Stapleton is Brandon. In fact, he posted on episode 146 that I got it right. Unkie, he said, that's my dad's name. Whatever, he goes by Brad. So you got his dad's name correct, Unkie. And I got his name correct. Doug, yes, I've been called that many times before. I don't know. I don't remember what Doug said, but it probably was not appropriate. Honor Guard. We talked about Honor Guard last week. And Joey said, I would have to agree with the worst addition to the Honor Guard uniform is the ascot. Thankfully, we do not have them but the white blouse belt also annoys me. What do you think about that, Brian?
Oh, I hate it too. The little belt that goes across the belly.
Game blouses.
Yeah. No.
K-Bill chimed in on episode 146 saying best first 60 seconds ever. Talking about sharding. Our friend Steven Weber and Patreon subscriber. Sadly, I took part in my first detail this past weekend and got an unexpected crash course. I live in a rural area with predominantly volunteer fire departments, so we don't have a color guard. Surrounding departments will send some individuals who volunteer for details as well as apparatus, depending on the department. Some will have full class A's, while others were more casual department polos and quarter zips and dress pants and shoes. He said a lot of proper etiquette was learned on the spot for him. So thank you, Stephen, for your admirable service in the Honor Guard. It seems like he had his first detail, and he said, sadly enough, right? It's never a good time when you have to perform your Honor Guard duties. SD Russell, great episode. Thank you all. He loves the mental health awareness. And then Jay Bowles, guys, thank you for taking the time to talk about mental health in the fire service. I was blessed by the podcast. Instagram, we got called fat. And also Kenny Mitchell signed in. I know, right? for the snail mail where I was talking about the guy that had admitted that he was in a psych facility. Kenny says from Operation Yellow Tape, what a powerful email. I'll second Big City Doug. Yes, thank you for sharing that. We have to admit that and make it normal. If you fall through a roof and break your legs, you'll be welcomed back as a hero. We've got to make it heroic to admit you and your family are more important than a career, and save your life mentally and emotionally if you need to. You'll be the very first person to experience a symptom. You will be the first person. So until you're not, get help the second it hits. It's not going to go away. It will only build up. So that's from Kenny at Operation Yellow Tape on our episode for mental health awareness, which, that's always a hot topic. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to have Dr. Chloe on. We just got a message from her media team. We're going to have her on the podcast here pretty soon, talking about more mental health stuff and how to take on those hard, adverse, diverse, tough situations while we're on scene of calls that are stressful and stuff like that. So that's our snail mail for the day, boys. I think Unkie, you want to talk to Cable about his wonderful studio.
Radio.
I watch it all the time on social media. It just keeps getting bigger and better. And it's just always up to something.
I appreciate it.
So, I've introduced the podcast crew to the Thinline Rock show. I probably said it wrong.
Thinline Rock Station.
There you go. And I have it on at my firehouse. So every time it comes by my office, they hear it playing. When I go out to the bay and hang out, it's always going. I'm loving it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the Thinline Rock Station is basically by first responders for first responders. All right. We are talking about different issues from mental health all the way to trading cards with me on Saturday nights. We play music, and that's just really it. It's a station for us, and they've been doing it for a while. I just joined up with them a few months back, and I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. And these guys are the real deal. The guys that are running that station 100% are trying to build something that we can call our own, and they're doing a fantastic job. So yeah, the thinlinerockstation.com. There's even a little app. It's online radio, and from 5 to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Saturday nights, you can listen to me.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. Is there any other places, K-Bill, that we can reach you as far as like social media and stuff?
Everywhere. If there's social media, I'm pretty much on it. I just started a Patreon because I'm going to be doing some other things behind the scenes. But socialfd.org/links, LINKS. And that has all of our links there.
Beautiful. A great episode, guys.
You want to go card to card?
Oh, yeah. We're going to break one. All right. Rip one. Rip it up.
I'll do it with you. Do it with you.
I know. You're always doing it.
I love it.
All right.
Exclusive. Cool Farming Podcast.
And before we get going, I'll even say that people that tag Unkie Seasonings and put in brisket, the first two, I'll send you 2 of these. Oh my God. Don't worry about it. Boom.
Nice.
What do you got? You got a yellow fire truck.
Engine.
Hey, hold on. Let me
Triangle Shirtwaist Fire Factory.
Yeah.
Factory fire. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah.
I can't really.
The Navy nozzle.
I can't really see them, but
so hard.
I'll show you.
I got a Navy nozzle. That's awesome.
Lime green. It looks like our state rigs.
Oh, the Halligan.
I got the
best
Our
tool in
Lady
the
of
fire
Our Angels
service.
School Fire. Ooh, I got a fire truck. Napa County. Cali in the house.
Hey, Callie.
Yeah, for people that are listening, we're showing the legacy fire cards put together by Taylor's 10 and National Fire Radio.
The old
So
call
I was going
box
to say,
right there.
Adam, tell them what's on the cards as you're kind of reading them. So
I got the
there's a
Dalmatian
description.
dog,
Derg.
a little description about the Dalmatian and why it's so important to the fire
Dr. Harry
service. Brockington, Maine. I got
Ooh.
Canyon Lake, Texas. Their old tiller.
Oh, look at that. That's a cool
shoot.
card. That
Backdraft.
backdraft card.
Ah, yeah.
Backdraft. Check that out.
That's a good pack.
This looks fancy. Is this supposed to be fancy?
Can't see it.
Ooh, it's a
It
hologram.
is
Oh, it's a holograph.
Kentland Rescue
Oh.
Engine
So you-
33.
So yeah, that is a color remix. If you look at this Dennis card, it's a color remix. Okay, I'll show you. Hold on, I got one right here.
He's got.
So check
he's
this
got
out.
them all.
Do
He's got
all
like
the
20
packs
of
come
each.
with one of those?
So not all, but some, mostly. But if you look, there's the base card example of the Dennis,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Okay.
and then that is the color remix of that card. Now there's
Hey.
also
Oh.
chase cards. You saw the Chicago Fire card come up. Now that's the holographic version of that Chicago Fire card. So there's 3 of those.
Oh, wow.
That's
And
cool.
then, of course, Zach Newton, he has some chase
Yeah.
cards in it as well. And that's just one of
Oh
them
my
right
God,
there.
that's so cool.
That's pretty sick.
And then, yes,
That's awesome.
my most favorite part is the motto cards. I don't know if you want to read that.
Ah, yes.
The funny,
funny
thing,
thing
about
about-
firemen is night and
Night
day,
and
they
day,
are always
they're
firemen.
That's right. That's right.
Mine is
Yeah,
success. in the
yeah,
fire
and don't
service
forget that.
isn't
And
owned.
K-Bill, I don't know if you threw that in there because that kind of goes along with what you've been talking about this entire podcast, which is, I've read between the lines, like, be nice, like we're firemen on and off duty. I have a fire sticker on my truck. I represent the fire service even when I'm off duty and driving my truck, and I love that and I take pride in that. And I'm not out there flipping the bird to people that are cutting me off or cussing at me. I just kindly, sorry if I did something wrong, or I'll get you next time. I'll get you a hamburger. But yeah,
They got some
on and off.
more
duty.
Sorry,
important
Red.
than
Night and day, we're firemen.
I agree.
Sorry, Red.
Yeah.
I say that a lot.
I agree.
Yeah. Very
So
good.
yeah,
Unc.
if anybody tags Unkie Seasonings and use the word brisket and K-Bill, you can't do it.
I already did.
I'll.
Too late.
I got 2 people. I got 2 packs to send you on my dime. Don't worry about it. You got to tag us on one of our. I don't know.
So
Matt, what's the rule? Tag
What?
us on.
What is it?
I don't know, tag
Wait,
us
what?
on the,
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention.
No,
That's
tag
what
us.
Matt said.
Tag me
Tag us
somewhere.
on
I don't care.
Instagram.
Sorry,
Just
my
tag me
internet is
anywhere.
terrible. You guys.
Whatever. It could be some random person podcast. I know that's weird. It's first one. So let's
yeah.
let's
Yeah,
wanna do it. Ready to do the turnout, guys? What do you got, Matt?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Quick
Bad
turnout.
internet.
Quick turnout.
All right,
Ready?
K-Bill,
Do it.
you ready for a
Do the
turnout
honors,
drill?
please.
Yep. All right. All right. We're going to do a turnout drill. Go ahead and pick a number 1 to 101.
I'm sorry, you talking with me?
He's big leaguing you, Freddie.
I don't know
What
if it's
number?
a connection or what's going on. I can't really hear anything going on right now.
Yeah, we're all.
All right,
kinda,
yeah.
Okay, Bill, we're gonna do a turnout
number
drill, so we're
1.
gonna get you to pick a number.
All right.
1 to 101.
97. I don't know. Sorry for the delay. I'm
97.
having a hard time here.
No, you're good. All right. What's a fictional world you wish you could live in?
I heard wish I could live in.
What's a fictional world?
What is a fictional world you
A
wish you
fictional
could live
world where I wish I could live in.
Yes.
That's something I've never thought about in my entire life. Like I don't like
Well, we're doing it.
We're doing
it tonight,
we're
baby.
doing it. A fictional world. Willy Wonka. I would love to live there. How's that?
in? There you go. Nice. All right, give me another number.
right.
76.
76. What's one thing you think everyone should try at least once?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear that.
What's one thing that you think that everybody should try at least once?
One thing that everybody should try at least once helping someone.
Oh, look at that heart of gold.
That was deep.
It's true.
Nice.
It is true.
Yeah.
You gonna do one more?
Right.
All right, 77.
Okay, one more number.
77, because that's the Harry Howard card in the Legacy Fire Pack that nobody can get. So, yeah, 77. Let's see what we got.
What is the best purchase you've ever made under $50?
The best purchase I ever made. Did I hear that correct?
Yes, under $50.
Yep.
Oh,
Under
under $50.
That's unique.
Wow. That's a hard one. Under $50. I buy a lot of stuff a lot of times. The best thing.
A legacy card pack.
I was going to go with that, or I was going to give a shameless plug to that.
Hey, everybody, he's showing my
There it
book
is.
stepping up.
There's
stepping
no
out.
shame on the Cool Fireman podcast.
Yes.
I had to.
And one question I got, I just want to throw out there. Told Freddie, but I'll do it. The controversial take the photo. It's a big ripper. You're with your crew. Do you take the photo or you not take the photo? Especially you, Mr. Social Media guy. What you got for me?
Absolutely 1000% take that photo, but make sure the scene is safe. Make sure it's not identifiable. And my suggestion is, just like I saw a fire department the other day do, is they took a picture after they went back to the station, and the crew that responded stood in front of that fire engine, and they took the picture. You gotta do it.
I love that.
Like I said in the first time, as a professional, remember, you have to take into account the people that are the victim of that call, and you also got to take into account of how you look. All right. So yeah, take the picture, because that's something that you're going to want to remember those guys with. That way you could have something later on in life that you can share. I believe in.
Okay, Bill, you and I are cut from the same cloth, my brother.
I love it.
We are cut from the same cloth.
I love it.
All right. Does anybody else got anything for K Bill from Social FD?
Don't forget, follow him on all socials and listen to him on Saturday night.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for coming on, K Bill. You brought a lot to talk about. We talked about a lot, culture and the full time, paid and volley. I just want to say, when we're going to build a new community in this country, the first thing they should think of is how are we going to do public safety, cops and firefighters alone, and how are we going to do it? And Fred, you bring up a great point, man. It's if you only run 27 calls a year, you got to figure it out, and you got to be fiscally, and financially responsible for your town, whatever else you're trying to do. I think that we do a great job in this country. We can always do better. And I think that we should all be kind to each other on social media, and we should try to prop each other up. Do I think that's going to happen? I'm pretty pessimistic about that. And I'm just going to be honest with you, K-Bill. But that's why we have a podcast, and that's why you have your show. And that's why we're going to continue to talk about the good fight. And we're going to talk about, and we're going to continue great conversations that were started way before we even started this podcast. About retention and recruitment and all these great things. And so I really appreciate you bringing on, these types of subjects up on the podcast. And, we appreciate you. We appreciate your support for the podcast. And, we support you in any way. So we appreciate it. We appreciate you. So. But yeah, just be kind, guys. Be kind, people. And the people that are listening this long into our podcast aren't the ones we need to be talking about.
There you go.
That's the shitty thing.
Thank you, Ricky.
So we make sure to try to clip as many as we can that are going to create
Quinn.
engagement and get us all these. Yeah. So
Can I say one thing real quick?
So thanks. We appreciate you. Yeah.
It's been a complete honor for me to be invited here with you guys and to just be able to talk with you. So from me to you personally, I appreciate it. I appreciate your platform, and I see with the good stuff that you guys are doing. And I think it's fantastic, the engagement you guys are doing. And like I said, thank you for having me on here. Hopefully I didn't ruffle too many feathers, but for some reason my soapbox just kept hitting underneath me, and I apologize.
All good. Will we see you at FDIC this year?
I will be there. What is that? Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll be floating around like a butterfly everywhere. So yeah.
Fantastic. I think
Bill,
all of us are coming in on Tuesday.
You know what my grandpa also used to say? The best.
Shut the
sleep
door.
you ever
I'm trying to poop.
Not that, but he always used to say that the best sleep came from a pillow with ruffled feathers. Sometimes you need to do it, talk through it, get it out, right? So that way you can have the best sleep. That'll help you out.
Love it.
I appreciate it.
If you don't get somebody to disagree with you, you didn't take a stand. And okay, you got to take a stand. We're all men here, so we're all going to take a stand on something, and we're gonna talk about what we believe.
Love
in.
it.
So, F them all.
I'll start disagreeing with you more often then, buddy.
Bring
all
it.
right, K-Bill,
Bring
you
it,
know how to
fat
roll
face.
us out?
You guys, hey, all I can tell you is I know how I do my thing is that's check your smoke detector, sleep with your doors closed, and take care of each other. But I'll let you do it because you're the professional.
I love it.
All right. Let's roll it, Gigi.
Awesome.
Roll it, Gigi.
Before you leave, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and give these firemen a huge thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out thecoolfireman.com for more. Thanks!